What up, guys? Hey. Uh, long overdue video, I know. First off, no, this is not the supposed new room. This is my grandparents' living room. They are currently out for 2 days until Monday. I'm just making this video for the hell of it, just so I can update you on things. Let's see, what should I talk about first? Well, it's gonna be barking again. Someone's around. But yeah. As normal, first off, hauls. I haven't really... Well, technically I have, I just haven't shown you. Let's see. I got a bunch of Hot Wheels cars. 3 of them, really. Let me think. A chess set. I think a new book, I'm not sure. Got a few little figurines, little bits and bobs. A hand crank pencil sharpener. Trust me, hand crank pencil sharpeners, oh my word, you have no idea how much those things help me, because, ooh, wood pencils, I can't sharpen them. They just either split right down the middle or crack in half. So yeah, hand crank pencil sharpeners, those things, they're essentially a lifesaver for me when it comes to wood pencils. So yeah. Got a GameCube controller. I believe it's fully functioning, I'm not sure, haven't tested it. The leftmost analog stick, it seems to work, it's just that it droops down a bit too much, so I think I might need to replace the internal parts. Theoretically, I could take apart one of my PS2-ish PC controllers and then implant the part. I'm not sure if that would work, but theoretically speaking it should, because, well, analog sticks, you can't really patent those, can you? Because, well, PlayStation did it first, I believe. Well, it was either PlayStation or the Nintendo 64. I actually don't know which one designed their controller first, because remember, pre-production stuff, it's kind of weird. But as far as I know, you can't really patent an analog stick. You can patent the design of the stick itself, but not the internal components, because, well, they're kind of open source to a degree. Because people design their own controllers. I also obtained a fake Pokemon Silver game chip, which turns out to actually be a hacked version of Pokemon Gold. Because it starts off with the Japanese text, and it has gold in the game's code, and plus Ho-Ho. Ho-Ho doesn't appear in Pokemon Silver. Unfortunately, it is not a playable version. Well, it's 50-50 at the moment. You can't save. It has a save function. Doesn't work. I think the internal battery might be dead. I really don't know. But it is definitely hacked because Professor Elm is not in there. You have another person named Sugo, which I recognize from a previous hacked game, I believe, being my fake Pokemon Ruby, where you have those strange dinosaur eggs as the starters. Yeah, I don't know. But hacked games can actually be rather cool. Yeah. I also got another little Pokemon figurine, a Meowth. So that'll go alongside my Togepi and Jigglypuff. Currently, nothing much going on in my life. As normal. I won't be moving into that room anytime soon. So, yeah, it's too close to Christmas. It's literally under a month until Christmas. And oh my word, some effed up shit is going to be happening around then. Yeah. Let's just address a few things. First off, my auto-assembly video. Yeah. I don't have a fucking clue when that's going to go up, so, Razzle, if you ever watch this, I have no clue when I'm going to put the video up of you dressed as the bearded bastard. And I'm going to keep calling him the bearded bastard, because he is a bearded bastard. So I'm going to keep calling him that. So, yeah. Also, if we ever meet up again, I might give you another Twinkie. I don't know. But I will most likely not be going to TF Nation. I'm not going back to that place. Dad hates it, and to be honest, I hate that hotel. The food is okay. It's just that their practice is not. And the hotel's not that best. So, yeah. There's that out of the way. Story work. Assassination Classroom Ryu is currently on hold, because for me to continue that, I need to continue work on Buddy Fight Dimensions, and unfortunately I've not had the drive to work on BFD. Speaking about Buddy Fight, ever since episode 26, Bushiroad have stopped doing English dub of Buddy Fight 100. People say it's because of an actor strike. Some people say it's due to one of the characters' voice actors being murdered, which I don't believe is true, seeing as the audio could have been pre-recorded, so... Let me think. But yeah, it's actually... The thing is, I actually like the English dub. The voices fit so well. And to be honest, after watching so much of it in English dub, to be honest, it's kind of not good watching the subtitles, to be honest. And plus, it's kind of a unanimous decision that Drum sounds like a perverted old man in the Japanese dub. Yeah. In fact, we don't even actually know how old he is. As far as I know, they've not mentioned how old Drum is. He could be around 20 years old, he could be 100 years old. We don't know. We haven't been told. But yeah. Let me think. Just trying to think right now. Other stories I've been working on are Broken Memory, which is my SPD fanfic. I've got one chapter at the moment, so yippee. Been working on a story called Fade, which I've only got one chapter of. Currently that is Rusa's backstory. So, yeah. Let me think. Another story I've been working on is the Twin Shrouds. That one is a bit harder to explain. I've recently been able to draw 2 characters I've had since I was 5 years old. Yeah. Long story. Really long story. Their names are Ruby and Turquoise. Yeah, they're original. They're Berthomets. So, yeah, they're demons. But, they're also known as the Ruby Dragon and the Turquoise Dragon. It's a little joke I had. During Dino Thunder, I saw the Morpher, and, well, when the Red Ranger got a hold of the Triassic ability, or actually the Battleizer, basically when he got the gold faceplate, that is sort of where my brain started clicking and designing. I created my own custom Ranger at that time, and it was known as the Golden Dragon Ranger. So, yeah, kind of self-proclaiming, but hey, what can you say? I was a kid at the time. So I decided to give Ruby and Turquoise their own abilities, so I made them have Rangers. It was just a funny little joke at the time, but to be honest, I think it kind of fits now. My drawing skills back then were shit, and my drawing skills are just above being shit. I can at least now draw hands, so I'm happy with that. I say that a lot, I really do. But yeah, I've recently been able to draw Ruby and Turquoise, and I'm actually really glad. It actually came out really well. Oh, hey.
You alright with chicken feast and everything for tonight?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, that was unexpected. That was my mum again. Seen her a few times on the videos. As I was saying, Ruby and Turquoise share the same basic body structure. They're pretty much they're twins, really. The only difference is gender, color, personality, and height. So yeah, those are the only differences, and even then, it's barely anything. Because in all actuality, one of them is supposed to be bigger than the other, but they choose to be smaller. Yeah, it's confusing. But yeah, I've actually got a few funny ideas for them. I'm not explaining them on camera, because, nah, don't really feel like it. Sorry, my brain is still not awake, even though I've been up for 3 hours. Well, 4 or 3 hours, I don't actually remember. It was before 12 o'clock I woke up, but yeah. DX may make an appearance in the story. I do not have any effing clue. I really do not know, but I do believe that I might include Becky into the story. Yeah, you guys might know that character. The absolute bitch that I designed. Yeah, the murderer. Yeah, let's not go into that one a little bit more. Speaking of which, the character has actually slightly altered. I'll get into that another time. Just because, well, meh. Let's see, what else can I talk about? Stuff going on in college. Ooh, that'd be fun. As I said previously, I've kind of failed my assignment. Yeah, I've essentially failed all my assignments so far. I've done the work. It's just that my work is not hitting my criteria. Sure, you can just say, "Oh, you're stupid, the work's easy." Well, not really. It's not easy. BTEC does not make the work easy. Essentially, once the tutors set the assignment, they're not allowed to tell us anything after that. So, yeah. Doesn't help that I'm not good at theoretical work. I'm more used to the practical stuff. Like actually working on the animations and stuff like that. Speaking of which, we currently have started working on our animation projects. Barking mad. My group is doing an animation called Hobo Joe. Does anyone else remember the news story about the homeless man with the amazing voice, the ex-radio producer? I think it was Thomas Wilson, I think. I'm not sure. But yeah, essentially the project is to take a news story from the last 2 years, or something that's been a news story, and make an animation based on it. We don't have to follow it exactly, it just has to be based upon it. So, we designed an animation called Hobo Joe. And the idea is that when this guy sings, he brings colour to a city. But when he stops, everything fades away and no one even knows it's him. So that's essentially it. It was just a kooky idea. And so far it's actually going rather well. The funny thing is, we're actually, I believe, ahead. Some people have actually started doing test mock-up work, but we're still blazing through the actual pre-production stuff. I'm currently the character drawer, so I'm basically the one that does the poses and the basic structure. Corey is the one doing the backgrounds along with Adam. We're doing it in two different styles. We're doing it highly detailed background and rough animation for the actual characters. The animation has to be a minimum of 30 seconds, and it does have to include sound. I believe we're going to be using a Frank Sinatra song. I'm not sure entirely. I really don't know. It's just that some of Frank Sinatra's songs are going off copyright, I believe. I'm not sure. I really don't know, because I'm not a fan of Frank Sinatra, to be honest. Yes, I like classical music, but there's just so much you can go to. Other stuff. Towards the end of term, we're going to be having a game tournament with the IT department. That's going to be fun. Really fun. basically the IT guys are choosing the computer game to play, and we're choosing board games and card games. Problem is, knowing the IT department, they're going to be choosing an MMO. In other words, a game that none of us will know how to play. It'll most likely be maybe a MOBA, I'm not sure. Maybe Smite or League of Legends. Most likely either of those. What I'd like to play is Cards Against Humanity. Post. It's not mine, so I can't open it. Yeah. I would love to be allowed to play Cards Against Humanity in college, because people in the library do it all the freaking time. It's a pain in the ass. But our tutor Dave has said that we are not allowed to play Cards Against Humanity because of two reasons. One, it's extremely offensive, and two, he would win. Because Dave can get really, really offensive in Cards Against Humanity. So, yeah. Whenever I play Cards Against Humanity, whether it be with my friends or just with random people online, I always set one rule. You're rude to each other only in card. If you're rude to each other in chat, then you can just shut the hell up or go. Because I like to have clean games where you're not insulting people other than using cards. Because that's the point of the game. If you're trying to aggravate someone and insult them just for the pure reason of doing so, then what's the point of trying to play the game? Because you're just doing it anyway. But if you're doing it in a mocking manner because of you knowing the person, then it's okay as long as they understand that it's a joke. But if you're doing it specifically so you can insult someone just to insult them, then no, I don't play that sort of game. I always say in the chat, insult people through the cards, not through the chat. And a lot of people have agreed with me. They just want to have a nice, fun game where they can insult each other or a religion, a context, a group of people through the cards and have fun. And that's the point of the game, to have fun. Also, Magic the Gathering is not allowed to be played in the tournament for a few reasons. One of which, Harry, or as I know him, Odin. He's not allowed to play, because for one, he is known to cheat, and he's admitted that. And two, mermaids. Yeah. He's not allowed to use those. Don't get me wrong, we do have a few good Magic players in the group. Jack, Ryan, Gary, Cameron, even Dion's pretty good. I unfortunately don't have a deck, and I can't really utilise someone else's deck. Not unless it's Willbreaker. I like Willbreaker. Or Necromancer Dragon. That's a good card. But, yeah. But, yeah. That's going on towards the end of term. So, yeah. Hopefully the computer game will be something I could play, so we can do that. Since we do have game consoles in the college. They got a Wii, 2 Xbox, two 360s, and 2 PlayStation 2s. As you know, they're PlayStation 3s. They're, I believe, hooked up on the far side. And then there's the cabinet with all the other stuff to go alongside it. But, yeah. I'm relatively good at driving games, relatively good at shooters, and relatively good at platformers. I don't get a chance to actually play games that often, but I prefer to take the camping route. when it comes to shooters. Yes, I openly admit that I will hide in a corner with a blaster and shoot someone. Well, it's something I always used to do in high school whenever we played GoldenEye, so, well, what's the point in not continuing that little tradition? It's rather fun. And plus I've got GoldenEye on the Wii, so, yeah, fuck you. That does mean I can now play 2-player with someone, because I have a Pro Controller and a GameCube controller, which hopefully works. So yeah, that's going to be fun. Let me think, what else can I talk about? Yeah. We are actually doing a Secret Santa in class. I got the name I was expecting to, and it's going to be rather entertaining to get them a gift. I'm not saying any names, because most likely someone from college is going to be watching this and they will inform the person. But yeah, I have an idea of what I can get them, but I'm not sure. There are actually a few rules we've set in place. Originally it was going to be £2.50 for the minimum, but what I suggested was £5 to £10. Basically the £5 is so people will at least put in some effort to getting a gift for the person there to give it to. But the £10 is just a mere guideline. You don't have to spend a maximum of that, because, well, what I'm thinking is I might have to spend a little bit over for that, because, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be getting anything decent for a tenner. So, yeah. 15 is most likely going to be the magic number, roughly about there. But, it's just that £5 at least makes the person put a little bit of effort into it. So, therefore, they'll at least try and get a good gift that the person will like. So, yeah. We have to try and get a hold of those before the 14th of December. So, yeah. Hehe. That's the fun of it. That is the fun of it. No, I don't have any booze with me at the moment. It's too early for it. It's about 2 minutes to 3. Do you really think I'm going to have booze in the middle of the day? No. Towards 6 o'clock, yes. Maybe 5:30, I don't know. But most definitely not yet. Let me think. Just trying to think of things. Well, here's something I can do. Let's go and talk about Toku and Transformer news. So first off is Toku Nation. So let me go over here. Oh, speaking about Toku, the podcast might return at some point. Well, we know it's going to return at some point. We just don't know when. But when it does, I will post a link to it, and then you can watch my stupidity. Well, listen to my stupidity. Yeah. Ooh, 19 quid, that's actually not too bad. Oh wow, give me a second, I just wanted to check the eBay listings. Both Toku Nation and TFW 2005 have an eBay list function. So it will list off eBay listings that are currently going out, and ooh, these are actually pretty intriguing. A lot of Power Rangers, Time Force figures, along with 2 Lightspeed Rescue and 2 Ninja Storm items. Okay, so we have. Okay, so we have the Time Force Megazord Mode Red, a mini version of the Super Train, which I believe is just a statue fair version of it, and we have the Lightspeed Megazord, and we also have the Time Shadow. So essentially, with this, you could make the Time Shadow Megazord mode red or blue. Only problem is it doesn't come with the helmet or the blaster, which, to be honest, is not a huge hindrance. In fact, the blaster, easy, that's the cheapest part, it's only about £3. The helmet, that thing gets damaged so easily, so it's not that big a deal. The other items are the Time Jet, which I actually have, and 2 other ships. That's actually pretty good. It's all going for about $45. There's 3 bids on it, so that's actually pretty good. The condition is used, and to be honest, that's not bad. Oh. Ooh. Me like. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. And these are actually the Japanese versions. I've just found a listing for the Japanese versions of the Wild Force animals, or the Power Animals. We have what was it? Gao Ape, Gao Lion, Gao Hammerhead, Gao Rhino, Gao Stag or Deer, Gao Eagle, Gao Shark, Gao Tiger, and Gao Wolf. Gao Hammerhead and Gao Shark are missing their tails, and Gao Wolf is missing his tail. Gao Deer, the one horn is, I believe, snapped on it, and we do not have a armadillo to go alongside the rhino. Essentially, right here we already have one full mech, because essentially you could just create the Wild Force Megazord Striker minus the armadillo, because essentially we have the lion, the rhino, tiger, the shark, and the eagle. So, got the legs, the upper torso, the head, and the arms. All of this for about $50. $50 for all that, that is cheap, that really is, because for one, the Rhino is the Japanese version because it has paint on the knee guard. The American version does not have paint on the knee guard. I believe the arm Zords are the Japanese versions. I can't tell because I can't see the underside. The way you tell the wolf, tiger, and the 2 sharks, or actually all the basic limbs, like the basically if it has the tiger mold or shark mold, you can tell whether it's the Japanese version or the American version just by looking at the metal plate on the shoulder. If it has a sticker, that means it's the Japanese version. If it has paint, that's the American version. So yeah, that's how you tell those apart. The gorilla, all you do is just look at the color. If it's a glossy, shiny, metallic, then that means it's the Japanese version. If it's a simple matte green with a slight sheen to it, then that's the American version. Same goes for the eagle. It's all color-wise, everything, it's really color-wise. But yeah, $50 for all that. That's roughly about 45 quid. So yeah, in fact, all of that is actually rather cheap for a junk lot. A lot of 9, that's actually really cheap, because ain't that funny? Give me a second. Just want to look at this. Okay, that is the American version of the Zord. Oh my word. Okay, this guy on eBay is listing the Wild Force Megazord 100% complete for $80 with a $24 shipping. Yeah. There's one big problem here. It says Bandai Power Rangers Wild Force Storm Megazord Zord 100% complete robot. Oh boy. Okay, if there's one thing I don't like, it's people not labeling things correctly. First off, the Megazord and Zorbit, just put Megazord. That's all that bit needs. The Zorbit, just remove that extra Zord. Just remove that word. Then remove the robot. Remove that word. Then remove Storm, because for one, the Storm Megazord is a completely different robot. That one is a completely different toy. That is from the year afterwards, from Hurricaneger. No, Ninja Storm. So yeah, it's almost as bad as when people will list the Power Rangers version as the Japanese version and vice versa, because they list both. They list it as both the American and the Japanese version. Literally, it says Power Rangers Super Sentai such and such, such and such. And it pisses me off so much, because they expect such a high price when it's not even the right version. I at least know what my stuff is worth. Okay, but back to Toku Nation. The headline news is a P Bandai Ranger Key EX Metal Heroes edition. Ooh, that's actually really good. If you don't know what Metal Heroes are, then yeah, it's kind of hard to explain what they are really. The big names in Metal Heroes are Kikaider, Gavan, B-Fighter. Basically, if you know about the Beetleborgs, they're literally Metal Heroes. They're essentially Metal Heroes. So, yeah. We get a set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We get 10 keys. The key I'd most likely get from this would be Kikaider if I had a chance, because I like a Kikaider. I mainly like his anime rendition of Kikaider because he's so much cooler and he's a lot more kind-hearted. Next is the Dino Charge 5-inch Villain Figures Roundup Gallery. Basically, it's just a compilation gallery of the current 5-inch Villa figures. Essentially, at the moment, we've got a full lineup of the main cast. We've got Kuro, Fury, Wrench, the Vivix, the Vivix Zord, and we've got Sledge. Albeit Sledge he looks like Shrek with armor in toy form. His on-screen appearance looks so much creepier, but his toy just looks like a Shrek figure with armor. The one figure we're missing is Poisandra. Okay, to be honest, I really can't be using those names anymore. I really can't. Sorry, but I need to go back to the Kyoryuger names. Lakiro, Dogoldo, Agiro, and Paramonster. And then there's Candelia. But yeah, we're just missing a Candelia figure, and then we'd have a full lineup. Funny thing is, people actually want Candelia. They really want her because, well, in Kyoryuger, she was so awesome, and she was actually a threat. In this, she's just comedy relief now. So yeah, kind of stupid. But yeah, we got the lineup gallery. It also shows Iceberg, Bones, and Maze. Then we have Kuro's gallery, SH Figuart Rider 3 or Sango. Yeah, you're gonna have to do a little bit of digging on that one because, oh my word, this one is harder to explain. Yeah, it really is actually hard to explain. And then there's the Tamashii Nations 2015 Roundup, Kamen Rider, Ultraman, and Metal Heroes. Tamashii Nations are the one that do the highly articulated figures, in other words, SH Figuarts, SICs, such like that. Currently, they have a lineup for the Ghost Figuarts. To be honest, Ghost is not for me, to be honest. It really isn't. I thought it would be cool, but no. If I find out that there's actually a generic sound set programmed into the driver, like the Decade Belt has, where it has the blank codes. If it has a blank set of sounds, then I might get a hold of the belt so I can make a custom, but I doubt. I highly doubt. Now on to the actual news. SH Figuarts Kabuto Extender release details. The Extender is basically a transforming motorcycle for Kamen Rider Kabuto. Basically, in Kamen Rider Kabuto, each rider had two forms. They had an armored state, which was extremely bulky and slow, and then they had a cast-off state, which was so much faster. The bikes and vehicles did the exact same thing. The Extender, which is a Kabuto-themed motorcycle, it would cast off part of the shell around the bike and turn into a more rugged, off-road, armoured vehicle. Basically, the front wheel would split, hunching the bike down, and a giant horn would come out from the front. And it would be a lot more powerful in the show. I believe it was only ever used twice and once in the movie. I'm not sure. Then we have SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Ghost Ore Damashi, price and release date. It comes with the Gun Saber. Basically, it's a sword blaster. Let me think. Think of a Roman sword, but then imagine a joint on the guard that allowed it to fold down and turn into a handgun, and then imagine half the sword coming off and turning into a dagger. That's essentially the Garnigan sword. Okay, so the actual Garnigan saber is able to change from gun and sword form. That is actually really cool. That actually is really cool. It comes out next year, April 2016, and the price will be 4,860 yen. So roughly about $45 or so. Roughly about there. Then we have Figuarts Lord Baron. He will retail for about 64,080 yen. Well, 6,400, I mean. That'll roughly about 64, 65. It's Lord Baron, so his price may vary. People really want that one. Then there's the Ninja vs. Tokyuja team up. I'm not going to go into detail on that. Power Rangers Legacy Blade Blaster, released in the US. Ooh, Zeltrax is going to love that. Seeing as he actually asked me to go to Comic-Con in London to buy him one. Not everyone can go to London, and I don't want to go to London. And plus, London's a maze. You don't want to go there. Next up is Godzilla in Hell #5 preview. IDW's Godzilla comic. Ooh, I'd love to be able to read it, but comic books are not widely available, and I don't have a bank account, so I can't buy them. Then we have a preview clip for Dino Charge episode 18. Dino Charge is extremely non-linear compared to the Japanese version. Because, okay, here's the thing. The first extra Ranger that is shown to us in the series is supposed to be a Dino Charge Aqua. Basically, Kyoryu Cyan, and that's Ramirez. Because the first auxiliary Zord is Ankyldon, the Ankylosaurus. And unfortunately, Ramirez has not made his appearance. Currently, we've seen Kyoryu Gold, Kyoryu Grey, and Kyoryu Violet. And oh my word, it's really weird that we're getting right up towards the end of it all already, essentially, and we're not even done with the first season, and it's really, really weird. Next up is some news from Hasbro. They are partnering with a Chinese tokusatsu company, a Chinese live-action filming company, the one that did Armor Heroes. Basically, China is going to get an exclusive series of Creo figures for the Armor Hero. In other words, we're never going to get a hold of it. It would be wonderful to have it. Dino Charge is now available on Netflix Instant Streaming, but that does also mean that no, it is not moving to Netflix. Saban have said so themselves, it's not. I don't know where that rumour came from. If you want updates on Power Ranger stuff, just either go to Toku Nation or subscribe to MMPR Toys on YouTube, because Bruno and Mia, they get emails straight from Saban. In fact, at one point they actually worked for Saban. Roughly around the Power Rangers Wild Force year, that's when they were working on them. Bruno actually worked with the actors on set, and I think Mia also did post-production work for them as well. Last item on the page is Power Rangers Legacy MMPR Red, Blue, and Pink Morphers revealed. Since we've already had news about the white Morpher, so that means all we need news is for the yellow and black Morphers. So, yeah. In the original Power Rangers movie, they had personalised coloured Morphers when they morphed for the first fight. And, well, we're getting coloured Morphers, which is actually really cool. Oh, wow. Okay, this is kind of confusing. It says set in a 3-pack, so essentially you get the 3 Morphers for 179. Yeah. Huh. Kinda weird. They're literally just the Legacy Morpher, but you're... let me see. Okay, give me a second here. Okay, so basically you can buy each Morpher individually, I believe, for $54. There's a pre-order link, so if you want to check that out. And then you can buy them in a 3-pack for $179. So essentially you're paying for 3 Morphers and then half of another Morpher, because adding that up, that's an extra $10 to $20, and all of that is before shipping, because this is a legacy item. That's the equivalent to a P Bandai. When I say P Bandai, I mean Premium Bandai, but it's more commonly known as P Bandai. Even Bandai themselves use the P instead of saying premium, because not everyone likes saying premium. It is a little bit weird, long one to say. So, yeah, a 3-pack of Morphers. From what I understand, they come with their individual coins. There's also a tribal coin, which the tribal coin is basically, the tribal coin allows you to have all 5 of the main Zords on one coin, which I believe was never actually used in the show, but you did get one originally with the original Morpher. I mean, the original from nearly 20 years ago. Now to Transformers news. Robots in Disguise, Mission Discovery, and Rescue Bots Adventure in Time and Space DVD. That's something to look into. Sins of Wreckers Issue 1 full preview. The Wreckers is essentially a sub-faction of Autobots. It's not really a sub-faction, it's just a team, sort of like the Elite Guard from the animated series. They're just a team of Autobots, like the Gestalt teams, the Combiners, sort of like that. Writer's negotiation for Transformers 5. That is to be headed by a Mr. Goldsman. So yeah, as long as Michael Bay's not touching it. TFW Podcast, episode 382. That's up on iTunes. Masterpiece Tracks Gallery. I stick away from masterpieces because 1, this is the UK. 2, this is the UK. And 3, they're expensive, and this is the UK. Then we have Hasbro Studios issues a TV program lineup. Robertson Skies, Rescue Bots, Prime, Predacon Rising, G1, Armada, Energon, Cybertron, and Animated. Yeah. US only, that's how it is. Then we have information on Titan Wars and stuff like that. Fortress Maximus is confirmed. It is confirmed, alright. We have a G2 coloration of the Combiner Wars Bruticus. And from what I understand, it also comes with a new Shockwave figure. Oh, yes, it does come with Shockwave, which is modelled after his Action Master coloration, which just gives him red in the place of yellow. Yeah, it pretty much just gives him red instead of yellow. Then we have Power Master Optimus Prime, which... Ooh, this is a pretty retooling. It's literally just a repaint and retool of Ultra Magnus, but on first glance, you wouldn't know unless you actually looked at the two. But yeah, it's still pretty. It is a Headmaster instead of a Power Master. Yeah, they want to make the toy line more universal, so Power Master gimmick alongside Headmaster is not the easiest to work in. Then we got some more microns for the RID line. They've included a new type of Minicon. They're called Cyclones. Basically, they're weapon types. Cyclones are spherical in design. The Decepticon and the Minicons are torpedoes, and the Autobots are puck-like. But Cyclones are for either side. But at the moment, they seem to be siding with Decepticons more. Then we've got a new line of Transformers called Alt Mode, which, from the looks of it, they seem to be higher articulation than normal, but apparently they might be smaller than deluxe size. We don't know. They also come with clear weapons, which turn into armor and turn into one big weapon. Optimus Prime, Sideswipe, Bumblebee, and Grimlock have been announced for that. Then we have a new deployer, Overload Decepticon, or Overlord, I'm actually not quite sure. Then we have a new version of Drift in blue. Then we have another deployer, which is a Decepticon again. And then we have some weird bobblehead-like Transformers. Ooh, and some promotional artwork for Optimus Prime. But, yeah. So far, it's actually pretty good. Then, under that, we have images for the new Masterpiece Shockwave, Ironhide, and Hot Rod in the New Generations book. Then Mastermind Creations reformatted Cyclonus figure. Mastermind Creations is a third-party company. Third party is an entirely different segment when it comes to toys. But yeah, if you want to look into that, then you can, and that's the end of the page. So that is the end of my news segment. Fuck all of you for listening to all of that. I bet I bored all of you out. So, yeah. Let me think. There really is nothing else I can talk about now. Other than the possibility that I might be getting a new computer. Maybe. It's a chance, a very small chance that it could happen this year or after Christmas. Very small chance. But, yeah. And that's it. That's literally it. Sorry about the long hiatus for this video. And, yeah. From here on out, I will most likely be keeping to the hiatus, so, yeah. I don't have that much that I can update you guys on, so, sorry. So, yeah. I'm Wolkaiser Drake, signing off. Bye, guys.